Check 1, 2. All right. Give me a sec. I need to make some adjustments. I'm getting some red lines of my bitrate. So, yeah. All right, let's see. Probably need to drop the bitrate down. So let's go to settings. Outputs. Let's go 5.5. Okay, let's close that down. Let's refresh that. It's still showing red, but it's 6,000 kilobits per second. Anyways, all right, welcome in everyone. Unstable. Hope everyone is doing well. So I've just gotten some parts that arrived today, so very quick, I must say, from Amazon. Oof, thank you, SiriBot. Very quick. All right, so just to run through, let me just put this down a bit. I currently have the Rock 5A from redsec running the BellaBox software here, and I have it attached to a UPS module, and that module is being powered or being charged via this power bank. I also have a DJI Pocket 3. Now, one of the I guess limitations from this single board computer is that even though we are connecting to this camera via USB, there isn't enough charge, there isn't enough power being sent via the USB to keep this device charged while being used in USB UVC mode. And I've just realized there's no camera. Oh, there we go. So in that regard, I have looked at some items, and this is what I have ended up with. This is from Ugreen. This is a USB-C video capture device with pass-through charging from a device that is going to be the source. This was advised to be used with the Switch or iPads or devices that needs to be connected to the PC, but also needs to be able to have itself charged at the same time. So I'm going to test this out with the Pocket 3 from DJI and the Rock 5A. So let's go through. I didn't realize it was going to be like this thin, but I thought it was going to be a bit bulkier, but here we go. All right, let's see. And yeah, I was quite amazed. You also have two. Oh, nice. So if this works, then yeah, that would at least keep this camera charged while being used in USB UVC mode. That does mean that I will need to dedicate power from a power bank to keep this unit topped up. So was this also, I'm pretty sure I read this in a few of the Discords as well. So I would imagine this being a recommended tool for those who need to have their external devices topped up while being used in USB UVC. Also, welcome on in Celia Bay. So if this is working, so that's great, then I can use it with other IRL rigs that I have. The Action 5, Action 6, you can use a special display alt mode cable, which allows you to run cameras USB-C direct to HDMI on the Orange Pi and the Rock 5B Plus, and also power the camera. Using the HDMI pipeline doesn't have as much stuttering that MJPEG has. Using this U-Green cable card on the Rock 5A, you can trick those cameras to go into display alt mode, so a quasi HDMI, and use the MJPEG pipeline. Oh, okay. So we shouldn't use the libUVC. All right. Well, let's give it a go. Let's give this a crack. Okay. So let's check to see what battery we have on the camera, because that way we know if it's working or not. All right. Let's power on the Pocket 3. True, but with this configuration between the Pocket 3 and the Rock 5A, it's all via USB UVC, so there's no real need for HDMI, at least in this configuration. All right, so we are at 100%, internal battery of the Pocket 3, 100%, and 83% on the battery extender for the Pocket 3. So that will give us a good indication of whether or not this device works. Now, I'm not sure if there is a specific method in order to get this up and running. So what I might do is just connect it as a standard USB Type A and USB Type C cable, and then I will connect input charge into the adapter unit itself. So let's go. All right, let's plug that into here. Ooh. Okay, so that's plugged in, and there doesn't seem to be any indicator on the actual adapter block itself. So let's now plug in the other end into the Pocket 3. Interesting. So let's unplug, flip, plug in again. Okay, so it doesn't detect it as a device. So let's try to provide power into the adapter itself. So let's see, this here is just a USB cable with a power watt meter. Then I have another power bank here. So let's plug that in. Okay, I'll try to do this one-handed so you can see the screen. All right, let's plug it into a USB-C port from the power bank. Okay, the power bank is now providing power to the hub, if you could call it that. And yeah, I don't see it connect. So let's unplug. Let's also now replug. So it's providing 20 watts of charge to the Pocket 3, but the Pocket 3 isn't sending USB UVC data to the Rock 5A. So let me just unplug from the Rock 5A, maybe try a different port. Let's just remove this network cable. Right, so nothing. I don't see any changes to enter into webcam mode. So I might just power off the unit. And now I will power it back on. And unfortunately, I don't see any changes to webcam mode. So what I will do now is I might just remove the adapter that I have on the rear of the Pocket 3. Then I'll just slide this down so it's a connection direct into the battery extension of the Pocket 3. So let's now plug that in. And we are not receiving any webcam mode automatically connected. So what I might do now is... Oh. Well, let's go. Okay, let's unplug this. Let's do it a different way. Let's plug in the adapter power first. So now the adapter has power. Let's now plug in the cable to the Pocket 3. And yes, we are receiving charge. It's at 85%. We start off at 83. Now let's plug in this adapter to the Rock 5A. And so far, nothing is being sent. So I wonder if there is a way to trigger USB UVC webcam mode in the settings itself. Wearable mode, slider control, selfie flip, built-in mic, on-the-go connection. I select it, but it did something, and then nothing happened. Let's try a different setting. Wireless gimbal, joystick, video compression, time code management, screen off, auto power, 5 minutes, continue last stream, format, factory reset, device info, compliance info. Maybe try starting the stream. Okay, all right. Let's give that a crack. So I will now initiate the Bellabox stream from the Rock 5A. Oh, I think I've selected the wrong one. Oh, you said MJPEG, right? So let's do MJPEG 1080p. And all right. So I've started the Bellabox stream. However, I'm getting an error about audio input. But let's go here. Let's unplug. Reattached. And unfortunately, nothing has happened. So what I might do is I'll just unplug this. I might disconnect the entire battery extension and just plug directly into the base of the Pocket 3 and see what happens. So I've plugged in directly into the actual Pocket 3 without any adapters or via the battery extension. In terms of charging, the unit is providing charge to the Pocket 3. However, we are unable to determine, we are unable to switch the Pocket 3 into webcam mode. Oh, okay. So let me go through some settings here. Let's switch over to on the go connection. All right. So yeah, nothing happened. So let's go back out. Let's power off the unit. It's locked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's power on the unit. and nothing seems to be triggering the webcam mode on the Pocket 3. WT, welcome on in. Let me see if... Oh, so the Rock 5A doesn't have a dedicated USB Type-C cable. So I was going to try and maybe use a different... Maybe try USB audio. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try that. Let's change the audio source to no audio. But we use H.264M JPEG 1080p. Or is this triggered as HDMI? But if we're using a USB source, then never mind. Never mind. All right, so I've selected USB M JPEG. All right, top down. Let's just reattach this adapter back to the Ugreen cable. And now let's attach it. So it's plugged into the Rock 5A. And unfortunately, we don't see anything happen. So what I might try now is a original cable. Just to make sure that it's not the Rock 5A that's causing the issue. All right, let's have a squiz. All right. So this is just a Ugreen standard Type A to angled Type C. So let's plug that into the base of the Pocket 3 itself. Okay, so the normal cable that I normally would use has enabled the webcam mode in camera. So let's just quickly switch over to 1080p 30 lib and start the stream. So we should see something pop up on stream. Maybe. On stream. Okay, maybe. Okay. Okay, so we know it works with the normal cables. So it's an issue with this device somehow not being able to trigger into USB webcam mode. I might try a different adapter, Type A to Type C, which I don't think it could be unless it's an actual fault from the manufacturer. Okay, so here we have a Type A male, Type C female. Let's now plug in directly C. This should be driverless because it is, yeah, Windows 8, Mac, Linux, Android. Okay. All right. So I have used a different USB Type A to Type C adapter. I've now connected the C adapter. Unless I've got this the wrong way around. This icon says laptop though. So, and this icon looks like a smartphone. I should actually read the instructions. I mean, it makes sense for the long one to go to the camera. Right? Yeah, because all the pictures that I've seen on Amazon states that... There we go, yep. So the long cable goes to the source device, which in this case is the camera, and the short cable with the USB-A adapter goes to the computer. Okay. All right. So I'm using a different A to C cable. And now I will plug in the cable into the Pocket 3. And so far, I haven't seen anything show up. So what I might do is I might just connect this directly to my PC and see if this is actually a working device. Okay, so I need to bring this over to here. Plug that in. Okay, so I have plugged the cable directly into my PC. I will now plug in. Okay, we are now getting setting up device Ugreen 25772. So I just got to wait for that to set up. I haven't restarted my Rock 5A though, once I had it connected. So let me just check to see if there's any updates on the Rock 5A. There is one package update and we're not using it at the moment. So let's push the update through the Rock 5A Bellabox software, which I highly doubt that one update would have fixed this. Right, update's complete. Anyways, we might try and see if having this connected directly to a PC will make any changes. All right, here we go. Connected in. And yeah, I don't see this change over to webcam mode, but I'll try to add a source, media source, no, video capture device. I'll just call this Ugreen. I'll okay that. I'll select it down the drop down. Device default 192. Oh, match output. MJPEG Rec 709 full. Okay. Oh, interesting. So this black screen is what I have selected as the video source from OBS, which is connected to the Pocket 3. When you connect your Action 5, you're never seen it go to webcam mode, only DP mode. Oh, okay. So I don't actually see a DP mode on the Pocket 3. So let's gimbal startup, rotate, wearable mode, slider, selfie, built-in mic, on-the-go connection, wireless connection, gimbal calibration, joystick speed, video compression, sounds, reference line, anti-flicker, time code, naming management, password, auto power off, factory reset. Oh, let me check. Where is device info? What is the current version firmware? So I don't know if I've actually updated this since I've received it. So let me power this off. Unplug. All right. I will have to access my DJI Mimo app and check to see if this device needs an update. DP mode only for the Action 5 and the Action 6. Ah, okay. Huh. I actually bought 2 of these. So, okay. So I've got the Mimo app running, but it itself is also updating. So I've got to wait for that. So if this doesn't work, then, I mean, this is a very handy device to have for those devices that you want to try and do screen or to do display capture to send into another area. Like if you're using a Steam Deck or some other devices. Set the right way. Okay. All right, let's connect the Pocket 3. Hey, Brigade, welcome on in. Going up. Is it? Oh, no, I've got green. All right, cool. All right. I'm currently just checking to see if my DJI Pocket 3 requires a update of anything. It's good? Okay, cool. You decided to overwrite your SRT LA IRL box on Rock 5A with wrist? Ah, yes. You had the exact issues that I'm having now. You seem worse than mine. Artifacts on DJI Pipeline. MJPEG was okay. Ah, yes. So the PIP is still an ongoing development. I don't think Moo has pushed out a recent hotfix yet. I am using the dev mode though, not stable. Whereas the DJI pipeline, I think we managed to get it stable, so it's good. How do we know if we need to update? Okay, let's back out. Oh, home. Okay, let's go home. We go to profile, maybe. What, device management? Pocket 3. I'll just refresh this, maybe. Back out. Video. Use stable. Okay. Yeah, I think with some aspects of stable, it not everything has been pushed from dev mode. You connect camera to the Mimo app and it'll pop up on screen. Yeah, I see it. But how do I, if there's an update, how do I update on the Mimo app? Low hyperlapse, time lapse, slow motion, low light, video, photo, live stream. All right. So normally, if a camera needs to update, it would just the Mimo app will state that, oh, this device needs an update. Would you like to push out now? So I've just went into the device management. I've got my old Pocket 3 that broke, which has since been exchanged for this Pocket 3 here. So I need to remove that somehow. Yeah, there's no way for me to remove an old device. I've got the original Osmo Pocket on here as well, which I have since sold. I can't remove that as well. Interesting. Okay, let's go back out. Home. Let me just try and refresh the Mimo page. Update pops up when you click if there is one. Yeah. So far, I haven't seen any updates pop up on the Mimo app when I've paired my Pocket 3 to the Mimo app here. So, oh wow. So an update has been pushed for the Action 6. The Osmo Action 6 gets a major update. The camera now supports direct backup to Google Drive. Okay. Damn. That's crazy. Okay. Pocket 3. DJI Store. Forum. Short guides. Yep. Okay. Let's just close this app. Let's reopen the app. Sometimes it does take a couple instances to do. So we're connecting to the Pocket 3. Right, and it shows all the recorded files, which seems to load a lot faster, which is great. About in device management. Okay, so we go home, profile, device management, device list. And yeah, I don't see anything in the Osmo Pocket details that shows an update button. And I'm refreshing this page. So, all right, cool. Well, at least we know that the Pocket 3 seems to be the most recent update. So unless there's a specific way to connect this, so let's go here. It still says no signal. So let me unplug the power to the adapter. Now let's plug in the USB-C cable directly into the Pocket 3. Oh, why is it 1080? I want 1080p. Oh, I'm in slow motion. Okay. Video 1080p 30. Okay. Let's now plug in power into the adapter. Power is plugged in. So the Osmo Pocket 3 is receiving charge, but we still have yet to push out any data from the Pocket 3 to the PC. So I'm now going to go into OTG connection and tap. See if that helps. Doesn't seem to. Oh, okay. That's. Okay. So I guess this method is not it doesn't work, at least in this instance. I don't know if it's a Rock 5A issue. Should I try to connect it to a different board? Let's give that a crack. All right, let's power down the Rock 5A. Okay, Rock 5A is powered down. Let's remove it. I'll power it off as well. Let's disable this screen. Let me also... Oh, I haven't powered the unit on whilst the device is in the Rock 5A, but that seems kind of a issue if you have to do a full reboot on the encoder board just to get this camera to work. So I'm hoping for plug and play. Let's power this off. Okay. So the Rock 5A so far doesn't seem to want to connect to the Pocket 3 via this U-green cable. So let's try a different board. Ooh, okay. Let's unplug that from... And what do you know? We have a board right here. This is the Orange Pi 5 Plus. Now I'm just trying to figure out which there is a USB-C port on the Orange Pi 5 Plus. I think it's this one. All right, let me just remove some of these items. Right, let's remove this. Okay, so there is a USB-C port here on the, if this is the front of the Orange Pi 5 Plus, this is the rear. So let's see if we can connect this via USB Type-C into the port. And let's power the Orange Pi. Let's like that. We'll do this. Okay, let's get a cable. 15 watts. Okay, and we will provide input power into the Orange Pi. Okay, so I've just plugged power into the Orange Pi 5 Plus. I've already connected this Ugreen capture device into the Orange Pi. I will now provide power into the adapter hub, and let's check the, so we're not using HDMI. Let's go MJPEG. We've got two connections. I might just bring this down. All right, so let's attempt to connect at least the Pocket 3 with everything attached, the battery grip as well as the right angled adapter. Okay, just checking now. We have 80% in the battery grip and 100% inside the Pocket 3. Let's now connect to see. Okay. So it doesn't seem to connect this into webcam mode. So let's see if we can force it, maybe via the OTG connection in the settings. Okay, nothing shows up. And we still don't have webcam mode in the Pocket 3. So we are just going to attempt to try to perhaps stream. So let me just turn this to no audio in. We've selected USB MJPEG, and let's start. Capture card error, trying to restart. Let's stop that. Right, so one thing as well that I might want to try and test is the flip. Sometimes USB-C is a bit temperamental, so I might unplug the USB-C, flip it, and plug it back in again. And we still have power into the adapter. And let's attempt to go directly into the Pocket 3. It's receiving charge. It hasn't necessarily switched over to webcam mode. Let's click start. And we're getting capture card error. Stopping. Let's now flip. Okay, we flipped. The unit is still receiving charge. So let's attempt to start the stream. And unfortunately, we are getting capture card error. So in this instance, it doesn't seem to be, it doesn't seem to want to work. That's fine. Okay, unplug. Let's shut that down. Let's try, and this is very crazy. Let's try a USB 2 port. This is designed for USB 3, by the way. So let's try a USB 2 port on the Orange Pi. Okay, let's now unplug, power on, and insert. We have power going through, which is nice. Unfortunately, we don't have any detail showcasing that this has switched over to any type of other mode. Let's switch to lib 1080p. Start. It hasn't kicked up an error, but there's no bandwidth increase either. So that means there's no video going through. Okay, let's back out. Stop. Let's try a different pipeline. If this tricks it into HDMI, action 6. Let's go action 6. It's a very specific pipeline. Okay, nothing seems to be showing through. Stop. Okay, let's switch to... did we test HDMI? Okay, let's click start again. No. Okay, so just to showcase that this isn't a issue, is we'll connect using the normal USB cable. So I have to reattach this, and let's now connect the normal USB cable to this USB port. Then we'll plug in to the base of the Pocket 3. Is it connected? Yes. Okay, so in this instance, it's also not switching over to webcam mode. So maybe this USB-C port isn't what's supposed to happen. So let's unplug from the USB-C port. We'll just replug in the cable. Let's attempt this port here. I think that's USB 2 though. So okay, let's plug that into here, and now let's plug in the standard normal USB cable to the Pocket 3. And now we're entering into webcam mode. And now let's select lib 1080. I'll switch this to selfie mode. Audio Pocket 3. Start. Oh, okay. That's very weird. It's updated. Lib, let's go MJPEG then. MJPEG 30, Pocket 3. I don't see why it shouldn't start. Unless that port, but it's a USB 3 port. Okay, let's unplug that. Unplug this. Plug this in. I'll plug it into a USB 2 port then. And plug in. Webcam mode is activating. And we have activation. Let's start. And we should have an incoming stream. Yes, we do. This is using the MJPEG. This is using the MJPEG. All right, let me switch over to the lib. Let's see if that works. Attempt to start the stream again. Okay. Okay. So this is incoming footage coming in from the Pocket 3 connected to the Orange Pi 5 Plus. And we have connected it to one of the USB 2 ports of the Orange Pi 5 Plus. So I would assume it would work better on the USB 3 port. But from the quality that I'm looking at, it looks fine. So okay, bit of a bummer. So let's just quickly switch back to HDMI. So I was doing a live stream gig earlier today for a funeral. So my Rock 5B Plus was, the fan I had installed was very noisy. So I decided to use the Orange Pi 5 Plus and worked great. It still had the random issues of the HDMI interference, but I was able to separate all the modems away from the port, and yeah, we're able to get that working fine. Okay, so unfortunately it does seem that the issue, is that fine? Should I do more? So it does seem that the Ugreen 25772 at the moment for me doesn't seem to work with the Rock 5A, the Orange Pi 5 Plus, with the DJI Pocket 3 camera. And it does also seem that it doesn't also want to connect or detect. So this capture card has been detected via the PC. However, the DJI Pocket wasn't able to switch over to a different mode in order for it to send its video and audio via this cable. So yeah, I bought two of these. I bought two of these. So yeah, unfortunately that doesn't work with the Rock 5A and the Orange Pi 5 Plus using the BellaBox software. What I will try is the IRL box software. Don't need that. I do need this. Okay. So this is going to be a long shot. I have here a 03W running the IRL box software. Now I have recently also reflashed the SD card. So I was having issues with attempting to stream using the H.264 DJI pipeline, and ever since I've reflashed the micro SD card with the 03W image for IRL box, it does seem to work. So let's give that a crack. Okay, So the IRL, the 03W I have here installed with a Noctua fan, and I have also utilized a USB-C hub. This is from Moogood, and let me just remove the testes. Now what this hub will allow me to do is to add extra connections to the 03W. Now the 03W only has two USB-C ports. One is designated for power and one is designated for data. What this USB-C hub allows me to do is to add multiple external devices, such as a USB Wi-Fi adapter, and if I wanted to, connect a USB-C to Ethernet cable or adapter into this unit as well. And what this hub also is able to do is able to provide pass-through power through the USB-C. So let's get this powered up and let's test. Okay. Yep. So let's also plug in Ethernet connection, so we have access to the local interface of the IRL box software. Plug that in. Oh, okay. Let's go IRL box .local. I do have a micro SD card with IRL box specific for the Rock 5A, so we can always test that out as well. Interesting.